My name is Rose Colasino. I'm with Indivisible, Illinois. I want to also thank my co-organizers, and that includes Bill Davis with NWSOFA and Gretchen Coleman with Ballot Z and the whole team. I now turn it over to Jim.
I think we'll start with Erin. So I'm going to do a short introduction. Barrington Education Association, they selected 4 candidates that they want to support, and Erin is one of them. So they recognize a critical role that each member of the Board of Education plays in a highly functioning school system. Those seeking election must do so with the understanding that this is a volunteer, unpaid position and requires a lot of work that they must find reward in that service alone. After a lengthy interview process, we identified 4 candidates who would be an asset. They exemplified the following characteristics: an eagerness to dive deeply into a wide range of topics within education, a willingness to listen to a broad range of views and work collaboratively with all stakeholders, an understanding of the many accomplishments of the school district, but also of the great challenges ahead, and a proactive approach to campaigning and the ability to mobilize support from the community. With these things in mind, we endorse Erin Chan Ding and the others for Barrington 220 School Board. We are confident that she will be competent, motivated individual with the right choices we have made. The other thing I want to add is Erin was endorsed by the Daily Herald today.
Thank you so much for asking me to join you. I'm thrilled to be with you today. My name, like Jim said, is Erin Chan Ding, and I'm running for a seat on the Barrington 220 Board of Education. So my husband and I have lived in District 220 in South Barrington for about a decade. And we have a son, Chandler, who's a 6th grader at Station Middle School, and a daughter, Kelly, who is a 2nd grader at Countryside. And both of them are in the Chinese immersion program and loving being back in hybrid 2.0. So we've know firsthand all of the emotional turns of this year that a lot of families are experiencing. They're going back to school full time in a few weeks, of course, with all the mitigations. And so I think they're really excited about that. So I'm running for a seat on the 220 Board of Education because I love our community. I'm so grateful for the education our kids have received. And of course, I want to serve. I am the proud daughter of 2 immigrants from Hong Kong, and it's my sincere desire to bring a fresh voice to 220 and to represent the community mosaic that constitutes our district and that we love so much. So core to who I am as a person and how I'd like to serve are 3 E's: equity in all things, effective communication, and exceptional stewardship. And I believe all decisions made from the board should be seen from these lenses. So as a member of Barrington 220 Board of Education, it's my commitment to collaborate with families, homeowners, schools, and community partners to ensure each student in every part of our district an equitable, safe, challenging, and fun education. So in a race with 11 candidates, I found out late last night, like Jim mentioned, that I received an endorsement from the Daily Herald. I'm really honored because the Daily Herald was seeking candidates who are knowledgeable, interested on a variety of issues and has vision that could carry us into the next 4 years. So you can find out more about my campaign at erinfor220.com and how I would like to partner with the community. And I hope to count on your vote, especially if you live in District 220 on Election Day on Tuesday, April 6th, or during early voting, March 22nd through April 5th, or by mail. So thanks so much. I think you all have my Twitter handles and social media handles, and I'm really honored to be a part of tonight. So thank you.
Why are you running for the District 220 School Board?
Yeah, so first and foremost, I love our district, really want to serve. Our teachers have given our kids this holistic education, and I'm so happy about it, and really want to continue to cultivate that. So that's huge. And then frankly, I was asked several times from different parents, families across the district. I had been working on some equity issues as well. And they said, hey, you would be a great candidate for the school board. I think I had to be asked about 7 times, which I think is the average, right? To actually say yes. And the more I was asked, the more I was humbled and convinced that, you know, there is really an opportunity to serve and make make a difference when it comes to the direction of education, to whom we hire, to how we award contracts, by being on the Board of Education. So yeah, I'm really excited at the opportunity and the prospect. And I haven't run a campaign since, about 2.5 decades ago, when I was running for high school student council treasurer. And this is markedly different, way more intense. I'm learning a lot. It's been a really great experience, even though it's been feisty and it's been wild because of the candidate pool. But I'm actually really pleased that there are 11 candidates and that so many people are interested in serving our community.
Thank you, Erin. Question number
Sure.
2.
Yeah.
What opportunities does District 220 have as a school district that you see?
Yeah, so we're in a really, really interesting time. I mean, in addition to the pandemic, in addition to figuring out how do we bring back our students well, right? If the district, because the Illinois State Board of Education amended its guidance from 6 feet to 3 to 6 feet when the kids are masked, our school district decided this week, oh, you know what? That means that the families who chose to do hybrid can actually go back 5 days a week, full time. For middle school, high school, it's already an option. Middle school, it starts next week. The elementary starts after spring break. And so there are some candidates who, began to are just running right on that, just because of that issue. And I think that that's difficult because it's hard to sustain. It's kind of like, when the schools are open, then what? So I think what I would really like to look at, people are talking about learning loss, and yes, there's learning loss. And we've all survived a pandemic, and the kids are at different levels, and we have to triage, right, where different kids are at, in terms of academics, and really offer academic programs in the summer, to help catch up. But part of what I do is I volunteer for the Northwestern Alumni Admissions Council. Northwestern University is my alma mater. So I spent all winter speaking with high school seniors, right, about how they were doing, how they were coping amid the pandemic. And high school student after high school student told me, I learned to adjust when it came to academics, but it really impacted my relational health, my mental health, my emotional health. For the first time, I had to ask for help. Fortunately, every student I spoke with, they were embraced and they received the help. So I feel like we're going to be in this post-pandemic reality where we really need to ensure that our kids are shepherded and navigated, or the coaches and the staff and the teachers are helping them navigate, and are looking for signs of, okay, like which kid really needs some extra guidance, some extra care. So I think it's critical to invest resources into that as kids are coming back to the pandemic. The other thing I'm really excited about, we're at a turning point right now, when it comes to the possibility of not just diversity, equity, and inclusion as like nice to have programs, but as a lens with which to view all decision making, when it comes to hiring, when it comes to the direction of education, when it comes to how do we award contracts, to whom do we go for RFPs. So this is critical, I think, at the board level to address, because our demographics are changing. We have almost 40% students of color in our school district, and right now, we've never had a BIPOC member of the Board of Education, and all of our superintendents and assistant superintendents have been homogenous in terms of race and probably class as well. And so I think this is important for a variety of reasons. I think students need to see themselves fully valued and reflected in their stories told, right, in the classroom. We need to see ourselves And I say I'm kind of going back in time to the 80s. I did not have a staff person or teacher of color until college, right? And I think that it's important for students to be able to see representation throughout the district. And then also it's a safety thing. You know, students have to feel like there's a sense of protection. So if there's an issue or an incident, they can go to somebody they trust. And this is going to make all of our schools better if we're really true to our equity-based decision-making and solutions. So I'm really excited about it. I think that we have an awesome opportunity for progress. And so, yeah, I mean, that's why this election is so important. I think it hinges whether we move forward and catalyze that. It depends on who gets elected. So.
Thanks, Erin.